And we are live. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow. We are live. And I have the wrong tab open. There it is. What's going on? Alexander Dion Ashton. Do a EP on Token Place. I will eventually. What's up, Greg? Welcome in. Josh Beamer, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Saturday. It's Saturday early afternoon. It's 11:30 my time, and I'm a priest now. For those of you not in the know, Scott Wilson, what's going on? There's a lot happening, and I was reading some stuff today. And I realized, it's funny because when I was young, I think I was 17. I had, so a little backstory on this. When I was 17, I truly and wholeheartedly thought I was being called to be a priest. I really, really did. It's not a joke. I was having dreams. I was waking up emotional. I was having all this stuff happen. And, I talked to my family about it, who's very, very Catholic. My Aunt Julie basically gave up everything in her life. She was modeling. She was working for a governor in Ohio. She had a lot going for her. And she gave it all up to start running an organization called the Youth 2000, where, she basically organized those all over the world. And, the long and short of it is I went through this period. I used to listen to John Michael Talbot all the time, which I don't know if any of you know who that is, but he's, it's interesting stuff. I still love the music, really, but I used to sit and listen to John Michael Talbot and just cry. I really did. I really struggled. And then I thought, maybe I'm going to do this. And then I come to find out you have to go to college for like 4 years and get a degree in theology and all this stuff. And I thought, there's no way I'm going to college. And so I started looking into becoming a Franciscan friar. And, boy, was I close. I was close. There was almost no Crypto Crow. But I just ended up opting out of it. I decided against it. And then I started really, really, as I was researching and learning more and more, just things weren't sitting right with me. And the long and short of it is that didn't happen. But now my dream has finally come true. Those dreams that I had in my youth have finally come true. And you can start referring to me as father, because, apparently Cardano is a religion without tech. So we're going to dive into this a little bit here. And this is actually pretty funny to me. I mean, the lengths people are going, and it seems like the same kind of cast of people. But yeah, Cardano founder takes a jab at market experts who claim Cardano is nothing but religion. And I'm like, this is great. I mean, this is so great. So Charles Hoskinson, head of IOG, the company that built Cardano proof of stake blockchain, is taken to Twitter to respond to the critics who claim that Cardano misses the tech part, offering only religion to its community. Can you really believe this crap? They also claim that big investors do not even consider Cardano an investment option. So what they're saying here, just in the stuff that's been quoted from this little live stream of theirs, that basically it's just retail investors making up the bulk or the vast majority of Cardano's current market cap. So what does that say? That tells me that right off the bat, this is a veiled compliment, because right off the bat, this is saying that retail investors see the use case, the potential, and everything else associated with Cardano that all of these quote unquote smart money people still haven't figured out. And they would rather dump their money in venture capital owned, ran, and operated crap than to like recognize the fact that the public is seemingly more intelligent and more well versed and more well read in the crypto technology space than they are. I find this so telling, and I find this very humorous. Cardano is only religion, it has no tech. I mean, this is like saying, there's so many analogies I could make for this bold BS statement. In a recent episode of Crypto Banter podcast, several quote unquote, it's not quoted, they're calling themselves experts, came together. The founder of Masari, Ryan Selkis, managing partner of Dragonfly Capital, Hasib Qureshi, and Avishal Garg. I'm not butchering those names intentionally, I promise. A managing partner at Electric Capital, serial entrepreneur and angel investor. The podcast was hosted by host CNBC, which we all know what they're really good for. Crypto trader Rand Neuner, who founded Crypto Banter. Now Rand apparently defended Cardano a bit. In the video extract published on Twitter by user Stake with Pride, Hasib Qureshi stated that all big smart money investors do not think about Cardano. They don't spend time on it. They don't investigate it. That's also why they didn't catch it at 2 cents before it rose up to $3.14 and made a bunch of these unintelligent retail market investors stupid rich. But that's not the point. Because all this is I would not be, I'm telling you right now, I know what these people are holding. Okay, let's just put it this way. I know what they're holding, and they're using their platform to, I'm fighting back in this video because this is garbage, but to each their own. We're going to get into it. Considering the question why these people allegedly do not think about the biggest proof of stake blockchain and its native token, ADA, he then shared his belief that crypto is a combination of technology and religion. Any crypto has to have both. Really? So we're basically comparing a popular, being popular in the crypto space is ultimately, that's religion. Apparently, these guys are morons. I'm sorry, but pure morons. Like you can't say stuff like this without it being tongue in cheek. I mean, you just can't. But I think these guys are really serious. Hoskinson posts his response. Cardano founder posted a sarcastic tweet in response to that video saying that since Cardano only has religion without tech, all dev teams should pack their bags, and he should probably also shut down all academic research centers and fire hundreds of IT engineers. I mean, really, it just blows my mind. I wonder how much Solana these guys hold. I'm just curious if they hold any at all. Whales buy $138 million in ADA. As covered by You Today earlier, Shark and Whale crypto addresses purchasing a staggering $138 million of ADA in mid-June after the major price fall. Around $80 million in ADA was also then purchased in early July. Sentiment Agency believes that if this trend continues in August, the situation could get interesting. So there's that. Now, this is ultimately, this is Masari, okay? And we're looking at basically infrastructure blockchains right here. These are all infrastructure blockchains, a lot of layer ones and things like that. Number one is Ethereum. Number two is Cardano. Number three here is Solana, which still blows my mind given everything that's been happening with Solana over the past several months, but to each their own. Now, Reported market cap of Cardano is $17.5 billion, with Solana down $3.5 billion rather, under Cardano. And if we look, we can see the break-even multiple right now is 6.8, where it's Cardano's all-time high at $3.10. Now, we can get 6.8 break-even at 51 cents right now, if and when it just gets back to its original all-time high, or we could spend $40 and potentially make $200 in profit on Solana, because they are 7.6. They have fallen so much lower than Cardano in the same time frame, and so, but there are a lot of reasons for this. And if you notice here on the right, you don't see transactional volume for Solana. You don't see active addresses for Solana, and you don't really see any blockchain data on Solana. But you do see it all for Cardano and Ethereum, the number one and number two blockchains in the infrastructure space. You can get data anywhere. But if you try to go and find Solana on-chain metrics or any kind of throughput data or anything, all you can get is what they provide the public. Okay, so let's keep that in mind here when you got these big zeros, these big NAs not applicable on the Solana blockchain. And when I was looking for some of this information, this is what I found. Okay, why Solana metrics are disingenuous. We're going to read through some of this, and I'm gonna read some of the rebuttal to this as well, just to help make sure that it's fair and balanced. Okay. Solana prominently features its supposed high transaction volume, low block time, and low transaction costs on its website, and is aggressively marketed on that basis. Unfortunately, none of the metrics hold up to scrutiny. First, consensus voting is included in the transaction count. I don't think anyone else does this, and comprises the majority of all transactions on the network. Second, it's true that Solana's block time is fast, but this is very different from transaction finality. It usually takes several blocks before the transaction is included in a block and committed to consensus state. The cornerstone technical innovation of Solana, proof of history, addresses a problem that other DLTs don't even have to begin with. Namely, block must be produced serially. So proof of history introduces a verifiable delay to synchronizing the timing of block production. Solana makes a further security trade-off in order to achieve low latency, basically making Solana less secure to try and get it faster. Okay. Not only does it have a leader, but the leader is also known in advance. This makes it uniquely susceptible to denial of service. Finally, the low transaction fee advertised by Solana is a gimmick. It doesn't cover the real cost of operating the network and must be subsidized by inflationary staking rewards. I should also mention that blockchains are leader-based networks. The leader, or block producer, gets to decide which transactions are included and in what order. This lack of fairness is a huge problem for decentralized exchanges, which is Solana's target market and biggest use case. How about them apples? Okay. Now, somebody basically posted a rebuttal, and I'm gonna read it. I'm not gonna read all of it, but I'm gonna read the majority of it. So in the rebuttals, number one, yes, voting is included as transactions per second. This draws down real TPS down, but still keeps it high enough for network to work without a backlog. Yes, transaction finality or latency is something that exists. Sol offers transaction finality after around 5 seconds, so it is still considerably faster than Bitcoin at 60 minutes, Ethereum at 1.5 minutes, and ADA at around a minute. And that's ADA at around a minute right now. Before Vassal launches, before Hydra launches, before these major upgrades that are coming. Well, let's look at this. Not that I'm not trying to say that there's tech with Cardano, because if there were, we would I don't know. What would we have different if there were actually tech in Cardano? The most ridiculous claim I've ever seen anyone make. The idea that Cardano is a religion without tech is funnier than when people were calling it a ghost chain. That was just insane to me. Yes, POH introduces a solution to problem that other blockchains don't have, but it also allows for something more interesting. A node can verify transactions without storing the whole blockchain. In my opinion, it is an advantage and will be only more advantageous as blockchains grow in size. Oh man. Yeah, where do they talk about their reset button? So that's some of the things, but here's the thing. These are some of the metrics on Cardano right now. Okay. July 7th. This is the number of Plutus scripts running in the smart contracts, or Plutus smart contract scripts. On July 7th, there were 2,887. As of right now, there are 3,031 as of August 5th. Okay. So this is obviously, so tomorrow we'll probably update to the 6th and so forth. Time lock scripts, currently 63,125. I'm right now on Cardano Blockchain Insights, which shows a bunch of different information. You've got stake pools. What's funny is we're looking at 3,184 different stake pools. At the height of the market, there were only like 2,600, 2,800 maybe stake pools. The number of stake pools is growing as the number of ADA delegated to these stake pools has been actually coming down, because people are selling into the hands of those that are accumulating at its low. And that's the big deal right now. People are not, there are a lot of people, I think, ultimately, that are just not as well versed or educated in Cardano, what has happened, what they've accomplished, and where they're going in the immediate and the distant future. And also people are looking for this other leg down that some people are saying we're going to go up in August. Some people are saying we're going to go down. I think we're going to take another final leg down in August, probably towards the end. We might get a little bit of a pump first, but ultimately, I think we're going to see some downward. I think we're going to see some downward pricing. Okay, and that's just the way it is. ADA wallets going up. All of the metrics really associated with ADA have been rising pretty consistently. Native tokens, the number of native tokens is just skyrocketing. 5.76 million different tokens. I mean, it's just insane. Okay, so it's obvious at this point that Cardano is seeing substantial growth, and there's so much tech here, in fact. And I think that the idea that there are people out there trying to FUD Cardano needlessly, it really makes me wonder, is it because they don't want to see such a big and heavy-weighted competitor to whether it's Solana or Ethereum or basically cryptocurrencies that they hold, that they're building on, like what is it that's causing people to just flat out blatantly send FUD and nastiness and lies and so forth? How many times has the Cardano blockchain had to reset itself? How many hacks do we see on Cardano? Like, why is it that so many people in the mainstream, quote unquote, mainstream tech world or the mainstream crypto world have something to say about Cardano and it rarely be anything good, while Cardano continues climbing and rising to the top? Now, I guess the only thing I can say is keep going with that, because if that's what's helping to get us where we are, then more power to you. Keep fudding it. Keep letting the venture capitalists FUD Cardano and keep that name on the lips of everyone out there. Because I can remember another situation where somebody came in from out of nowhere, made a whole bunch of crazy claims, and all of them turned out to be true since then. While everybody was fudding that person, talking trash about that person, making up lies about that person, doing everything they possibly could to silence that person. And now we're realizing that was right. That was right. That was right. That was right. And so basically, and it's opened the eyes to so many people on so many different things that are willing to look past that dirty, scummy film of shit that so many of these people are trying to basically blind the world to or with. And so I'm kind of one of those people where I'm like, thanks, fudders. Thanks for putting that stuff out there. Thanks for basically trying to pull the wool over the eyes of what you guys consider to be ignorant retail investors, because it's these ignorant retail investors that are continuing to average in bear market cycles and basically pay off their homes, pay off their cars, put their kids in college, basically change their lives for the better forever. And a lot of that, I think, is being fueled by the number of people that are out there with clout and with power, basically pointing people into the direction to look at Cardano. And those smart ones, the ones that are obviously smarter than the people that are out there trying to spread their FUD, their bullshit, and their nonsense to try and benefit their own personal bags. Those smart people are doing the research, and they're seeing the information that's readily available to all of them, and they're putting together their own dots. They're connecting these dots, and they're saying, wait a minute, there's a reason why these people are fudding the hell out of this, and now I see why, because it poses a significant threat to everything that they're working on, putting money on, and being paid to fucking advertise. And that's all there is to it. So thank you guys for your diligent efforts there. Now, in the meantime, NFT Evening has basically now this is labeled as sponsored because I guess technically it is. It's kind of a trade. I said, hey, I'll throw some links in the description of my video if you guys are willing to take a look at the project and post a write-up about the Murder of Crows NFT collection. And they agreed to do that, which I'm very grateful for. It's a 3-minute read. You can check it out, get a little bit of history there. And for those of you out there that are good with Photoshop and having a good time, I'm hosting a graphics contest for the Murder of Crows NFT collection. Edit a crow into a 1024 by 1024 scene or meme and post it right here in the comments. And by August 11th, I'm going to throw 250 Cardano, 250 ADA. This was mine just to start things off. And you'll see all kinds of fun stuff where people are throwing these crows. These crows. I like this one. There was one I like busted out laughing at. Oh, I haven't seen some of these attempted murder. Crow. Oh, wow. That's old school. That's old school, but I dig it. This one's pretty funny. There's one with Charles, which is great because they replaced his like falcon or whatever with the crow. These are minting now for those of you guys that are interested. That's great. I love these. Somebody put an old picture of one of my old fight video, my own old fight. You know, what's funny is Gary Copeland, he's a referee for the UFC and stuff every now and then as well. And he reffed my fight years ago, and he was so short he had to raise my elbow. That was so hilarious. He couldn't raise my hand and stand up straight. He had to basically grab my elbow. But hey, I took the win. I was happy about that. So anyway, if you want to get involved in that, go for it. And then, of course, you saw the little promo video. So we're going to take a quick look at chat and comments. I hope you guys spread this video far and wide because, quite frankly, the message here is don't fall for garbage for the sake of entertainment or garbage. Always dive deeper. Any project I talk about, any project anybody talks about, whether we're saying good things or bad things, do your own research, dive in, look at the on-chain metrics if you can find them. I can't really find any on-chain metrics for Solana. It's like they basically, just like that article said, they basically present you with what they want to see, what they want you to see. And it's all somehow very controlled, seemingly. But, I also don't spend my every waking moment, diving into Solana and trying to understand every nuance of that blockchain. I just don't, because the ownership of the majority of the tokens rubs me wrong, and I'm not with it. So it is what it is. We'll take a quick look and see if there are any comments in here, and then we'll let you guys go back to your Saturday. I am Marky. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Crow started watching you in December of 2017. Funny because December 2017 was the day. I think it was December 17th, 2017. It was the first Cardano video that I ever did. And I'm always curious if there's anyone that basically did a Cardano video before I did. I'm curious. Was I the first YouTuber to do content about Cardano? Because that's what the heck is that? Oh, that scared me for a minute. Yeah, I'm like, what's happening there? So yeah. Oh, and this is showing that we're live right now. And yeah, I'm now a priest of Cardano. Okay, so let's see. I actually got a notification today. All right, brother crypto, good to hear it. I'm glad. 177, 178 people. I really want this video to go far and wide because people really need to understand what's going on with some of these folks out in crypto land. Morning from South Georgia. What's going on, Jason Ballard? Glad you're here. I am very Catholic. Please keep good love with you. That's why I like Cardano too, because of my faith, tranquility, and love Jesus. Well, my spirituality or my faith has absolutely nothing to do with Cardano, because the joke is Cardano's not a church. I have faith to some degree, but I don't need faith anymore. I had faith in Cardano in 2017. I don't need faith anymore. Faith is believing in something that doesn't exist yet, something you can't see, something with no necessary tangible value. Cardano was a broken dataless wallet when I first got involved. I had faith in what I was reading in their white paper. I had faith in what I was reading in their documentation. I had faith then. But a lot of the things that I had faith in back then have come to fruition, have come to pass, have proven themselves, have established a mile-long list of milestones and accomplishments since I was first indoctrinated into the faith of Cardano. Okay, this isn't about faith. This is about letting the technology that supposedly doesn't exist to some speak those volumes instead of a book. We started with the book, and now we're at a place where the technology is speaking for itself. And once Vassal launches, once Hydra launches, what are these people going to be able to say? That's what I want to know. And how many of these people know that by basically trying to FUD one blockchain in favor of another, that they're actually boosting it? Because then you get people like me who actually know better, who go live, and we lay it all out there for people, and they're like, oh yeah, that's FUD. Why would people do that? Because they hold bags of other things. We will dump soon, just weekly 50 Fibbo retracements and dump. I think we're going to dump in August. I think we're going to have another dump, and I'm not selling. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait for the bottom of this and then continue moving forward and averaging in. Great appearance on BitBoy the other day. Thank you, Greg. Yeah, BitBoy's always a pleasure, man. He's such a sweetheart. Yeah, the Lord called me to read the Bible and know it is the truth. I have my own interpretation of the Bible, and to each their own. The way I look at religion, the Bible, whatever, or whether you don't even have to be religious. Like, I am really not even very religious anymore. I'm just not. I mean, I have studied so much stuff in my years, and I kind of look at it like, some people, the way some people need that 9 to 5 punch in, punch out kind of lifestyle to keep them on a trajectory of like security or whatever the case may be. I feel like religion plays a role in that sort of mentality, and basically giving you guidelines to follow, and giving you kind of a community of people to help you along the way. And that's empowering to a lot of people. And I value that, and I appreciate that. Whatever helps you live a more fulfilling, happier life. But I also do believe that religion is primarily a method of control, like everything else out there. And some people need that control. Some people can do without living in guilt for basically having an impure thought or like whatever the case may be, right? That's just the way I look at it. I look at life as, as long as I'm a good person, I am honest, I'm not harming anyone, I'm not hurting anyone, I'm trying to just live my life and share as much joy and knowledge and be there for people that matter, be there for people that don't matter. I mean, I don't know how many times I've taken homeless people to dinner. I mean, my wife and I have done this. We do all kinds of different stuff that we don't parade around on YouTube talking about. But the idea is that we try to live our lives as the kind of people that others will benefit from having in their life. You know what I mean? And that's just kind of how we live. And we don't necessarily need religion to teach us to do that. We don't need religion to keep us honest or to keep us real or down to earth or caring or compassionate, right? It's just about like, listen, I don't know what's out there after I'm long gone. I don't know what the next level is. It could be absolutely nothing whatsoever, or it could be another dimension of time and space that we go off to into the next realm, the next level. Who knows? I don't know, and I don't believe any mortal man knows, quite frankly. And I also don't believe a book full of contradictions and other things necessarily tell the whole story either, especially given the fact that there are so many different books that were never adopted into canon, which were decisions made by mortal men. There's just so many different elements to a lot of this stuff that it's like if I'm going to believe and have faith in a particular picture, I want all of the colors. Otherwise, I don't always understand or know or can or have the ability to like believe and have blind faith. I'm not colorblind. I need those colors to tell me the story. So anyway, but to each their own. I don't judge anybody. I mean, as long as it makes you and helps you live if it makes you a better person and helps you live a more fulfilling life, have at it. You can be when I played EVE Online there, I think there was a Church of Dan or something like that. And it was basically just a bunch of suicide pilots. They would just run and try to blow up miners and I don't know, it's silly. But, if it makes your life fun, whatever. Yes, you have to pray a lot. It happens when you buy some cryptos. That's funny. I saw this, such BS. Yeah, it's total BS. But, it gave me a reason to come live on a Saturday. Father Cardano Crow. What's up, Scott Wilson? That's right. Stephen Pavina, the Crow Father himself. Yes. By your aid, I might require a favor. Crypto banter only likes if VC coins because they can dump it on fools. Yeah, and that's what I see happen with a lot of venture capitalists owned projects, man. They just they just dump on people, man, hard. They want to keep the clueless out. Love the haters. See at the top. That's right, revolutionists. Those guys at Crypto Banner are clowns. Yeah, I just don't understand why people bother with that, man. Why put the time in to do something like that? It doesn't make any sense. It is what it is. Rand was laughing at Cardano. Rand lost tens of millions of dollars on Luna. Wow. I mean, there you have it. So somebody loses millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars on another project, and then they continue to FUD the one project so far that's really proven itself time and time again. Blows my mind. So basically, people that may have been following me and got into Cardano compared to people that may have been following Rand and watching his show and got into Luna, where are they now? I mean, that's all I can really say. Not much else I can say about that. Buying more Cardano right now. I'm going to wait. I'm waiting until we see what's going on in August. I'm glad Charles put them on blast. Charles puts everyone on blast. He doesn't put up with any bullshit. That's one of the reasons why I like him. He's not just some squirrely nerd tucked away in a corner somewhere afraid of the world. No, he's he'll come right after you. He doesn't care. He'll sue you. I mean, I know one person who basically got eat by the skin of his teeth, man. He has no idea, but I know Charles is about to unleash on him in a big, big way. And and I wasn't gonna say anything. He told me not to say anything to anybody, and I haven't. I still haven't. But man, the dude was touched by an angel. Let's just put it that way. Maybe a lesser Damon. I don't know. Same guys that screamed at you to buy Luna. Yeah, there you go. That's why you just don't listen to people like that. If it doesn't make sense, it's probably just not that accurate. I mean, that's all there is to it. You can't make sense of the nonsensical. And, now to their credit, I mean, nobody knew what the hell was going to happen with Luna. I talked about Luna. And it's you can never know 100%. You can just never know. Everything in crypto right now is a risk, but, to each their own. I always say, buy what makes you passionate. Buy what, get into the projects that make you feel good, that teach you something, that inspire you. I think I need more Murder of Crows, the hillbilly hipster says. Yeah, man. I mean, it's been doing pretty well, and I'm checking the Murder of Crows metrics like a stock ticker because there's so much happening, and it sucks because there's so much that I can't get into yet. But Crypto Tom's in the house. What's going on, man? Likes for Big Daddy Crow. I don't have any algo, but it's a solid project. Yeah, I haven't seen really a whole heck of a lot of bad stuff. Solana traded speed for security. Actually, they traded security for speed. They gave up security to try and be faster. And I'll take secure any day. Solana is upgrading the reset button. It's crashed so much. Solana is centralized. It's in the hand of the whales, and they sold off the whales nodes. It's end fast and got stuck. I don't even know what the hell you're trying to say right there, crypto world, but that just reads funny to me. ADA still don't pump its pimple. Soon it will. It's all crypto projects. I'm not sure what you're saying, brother, but hey, have a great Saturday. Solana goes down. Woo! I'm gonna go ahead on to. Could you do a step-by-step tutorial on how to get a wallet? I only have a ledger and purchase MOC NFTs. I went to purchase and had no clue. It's so simple, man. If you go to themurderofcrows.com and here, I'll pull it up and I'll show you something real quick. It's so easy. But if you go to themurderofcrows.io, right here, do not mint NFTs from an exchange wallet. Use a browser wallet. If you click the link, takes you right to the NAMI website. NAMI is available on Chrome, Brave, or Edge. So like if you're a Brave user, you'll just click this link and it'll start you through the process. And you just click next. You write down your seed phrase, write it down, make a backup of it, whatever. And then there you go. And then you'll have basically a little tab up in your browser, and you have your wallet. And I know other people have been trying to buy them with Daedalus, and it works, but it takes a little longer. NAMI wallet seems to be the fastest. I have seen quite a few people have issues with the Yoroi wallet for whatever reason. So I went and I bought a 10-pack myself with the NAMI wallet, and it was very quick and easy, and I didn't have any problems. So I'm just sticking with NAMI for now. The point is, the Priest Crown is here doing Saturday Live. Well, buy it and soon we'll pump, no matter what the tech is. I don't pump everything that I talk about. Believe me, I'm not. It doesn't work quite that way, but I am known to pump market caps every now and then on new projects I really like. So Crow's a priest. Here he is with his live sermon, and we, the ADA congregation, are here for it. That's pretty good. I like that. All hail our Father Charles. I like Meld as the DeFi banking solution on Cardano, and they're going to be bringing out a debit card and crypto to fiat loans, and you can stake it. You know, that's cool. I am personally not touching any of these DeFi applications. I mean, some of you guys may think otherwise, but I want regulation. I want regulation to come in, shake things up a little bit, lay out the groundwork, lay out the law. Everybody needs to know, like exactly what. I think a big part of the problem what's taken regulation so long is because every cycle we get one or two significant new use cases that change the whole paradigm of crypto. And it's like virtually impossible for regulatory bodies to be able to keep up with the little nuances associated with these things. And I think they're waiting for I think they have honestly probably just been waiting for the technology to kind of, settle down a little bit on exactly like, what is this blockchain going to do? What is this blockchain going to do? What is the use case potential here, and here? How do we regulate that to make sure it's safe for everyone? And yeah, I know that some of these regulatory bodies like to bully and like to create some problems for people, make examples of people and things, which I think is terrible personally. But the overall, like I do believe that the greater good that these groups do, it's necessary, man. I mean, listen, I've talked to so many dirtballs in the crypto space, and look at how many crypto projects there are. You think so many of these projects are going to go so well and they're going to change the world and this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And then, things go south more often than not, I feel, anymore. With 20,000 different tokens on the market, and we're supposed to figure out which ones are garbage and which ones aren't. Even the ones that you think aren't, more often than not, I feel anymore, are. And so I don't trust a lot of these applications, man. I want the government to regulate them. I wish the government wouldn't worry. I wish the government would worry less about having 87,000 new IRS agents and more about having better, more specific and well-focused regulatory bodies in the crypto space. Because I'm telling you right now, the entire world is going blockchain. I mean, that's all there is to it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The entire world is going blockchain. And we need these regulatory bodies, and we need those people in the seats of these regulatory bodies keeping up with the technology. I almost feel like, the SEC, the CNFTC, there's the CNFT, all these damn alphabet groups, they need tech divisions, like significant tech divisions that are basically staying abreast to the technology, the differences of each of the different blockchains in the top 20 or whatever, and really focus on where the technology is and where it's going so that they can better regulate the space in that sense. And but instead, this administration's more worried about having 87,000 new IRS agents to try and make sure that like 900 billionaires pay all the taxes due. Give me a break, man. And all this stuff about, no new taxes on anyone making less than 400 grand. Now they just passed something like, but everyone that makes 30 grand or more is about to get a tax bump next year. I mean, it's like, it's insane how insanely we are taxed already. I mean, truly. And they always want more. And it's crazy. Like, it's insane. But the problem is it's like everybody's doing it. All countries are doing it. It's not just the US. And the thing of it is while I'm complaining about, 87,000 new IRS agents and this and that, I have to be quite honest, as much as I hate feeling like I'm being bled out, it's still better than anywhere else. I know some of you will disagree, but when you travel abroad or you go to different places and you see how things are there is something to be said about the infrastructure that we have here in the States that empower our ability to make the money that we make. Okay. Because when you go to other places where, the power infrastructure isn't so great and your power can go out at any moment or when a moment's notice or go out on a whole blackout for 2 days or whatever. I mean, the police, you know what I mean? The police, the police are underpaid. I think, I don't really think there should ever be a police officer that's making under $100,000 a year personally. But I also believe that they need more sufficient training. And I also believe that every police officer on the force should be held to a certain standard of health and fitness, quite frankly. And I really believe that we should have healthier, more elite, athletic, intelligent people on different police forces. Not some, 80-pound overweight, Uncle Buck who's running around in a police uniform, then doubling up on detail duty at the mall. He should just be at the mall. Like, let him be the mall blart, mall cop, and save real police work for the people that are able to do the job. Like, granted, you can't outrun a radio, but I don't know, man. I think all this defund the police stuff is garbage. Personally, I think they need to pay the police officers better. I know a lot of police officers at all levels, from local to federal, and I know what they deal with. I know what they go through. They're not paid enough to deal with your bullshit. I can tell you that right now. They're not paid enough to basically go out and put their lives on the line and risk their whole family's well-being, pulling assholes over for doing 20 miles over the speed limit just so that some asshole can shoot him in the face. You know what I mean? And it's just like, these cops deal with stresses far beyond anything you could ever comprehend. And then they're constantly shit on all the time by people that basically don't want to be told what to do by anybody. They don't want to live in a world of laws or restrictions or anything for the greater good. A lot of these people think that the greater good always means somebody else sacrificing, somebody else doing something or not doing something, not them. So yeah, I just totally went off topic. What the hell were you even talking about? I went from A to B to Z real quick. Could you do a step by step? Okay, at some point, but I showed you NAMI wallet. Yay, Saturday. Call it Crow. Love your work. Thank you. I appreciate it. I thought that was Rand disguising himself in that video. Oh man. How many of you guys actually hit the like button on my videos? Because I'll see videos and I'm like, there's not that many likes. And I like, who shares my videos anymore? Actually, it's surprising, but XRP and ADA are solid projects despite the fudsters. It's not surprising to me, Mark, at all. There's a reason why the SEC picked a fight with XRP, which I think will come to light, probably over the next couple of years. And anybody that knows how to read can figure out why ADA is so popular. There's no surprise to me there. Didn't know you were a fighter, Crow. Congrats on the W, even if it's from a few years back. A few years, more like 11 years ago. It was a long time. What's funny is I probably have more muscle and I'm more capable now than I was then. But yeah, that was a long time ago. Funny, you just made a statement about intelligent investors for Cardano. Then they made a comment to state the opposite. I'm not sure what that meant. Are those chestnuts or chestnuts on the crow? It's basically a way to make a female crow, but subtle enough that it can almost be non-binary. So call them whatever you want. You can identify that trait as whatever you'd like. You were the first to do ADA videos, Crow, and I remember getting in after you mentioned it. Thank you. I really am always curious if I was the first YouTuber to really start talking Cardano. Yeah. Question, I made a murder of crows. How can I see it in my wallet, but I don't know how to open it? I mean, it would be in the assets tab. See, Cardano NFTs are basically stored like native assets. You're not going to have an NFT tab. It's in your assets. So like if you're in the NAMI wallet, you would just click your assets. It'll be in there. You'll see a little picture in your NAMI wallet. In Daedalus, it'll just show up as a number. It won't show you pictures. It's one thing I don't like about Daedalus. I really wish they had a little bit more NFT functionality, which I'm sure will come at some time. But yeah. And I know somebody tipped $10, and I want to get to their question real quick. Also, it's $5 here. Let's Truth Through Christ tipped me $4. Rapture is soon. It wasn't aliens. Jesus Christ is God. All right, tip $5 to get that out there. There's another $5. Okay, I didn't even know people were tipping me. To be fair, Rand tried to say Cardano has religion and tech, but was cut off. Yeah, I haven't known Rand to like be against Cardano much from what I've seen. So, but like I've seen some of those other people like talk mad trash. So as a cop in Chicago and a fan of yours, thanks for saying this. It's getting harder every day knowing what we do when everyone hates us as much as they do. Yeah, a cop in Chicago. Shit, man, you should have kept your money. You need it more than I do. But thank you. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say, but I have a lot of friends that are on the job in different places, and what you guys have to deal with on a regular basis, and the idea that, everybody gets so caught up in their own bubble, their bubble in their own world, and it's so difficult for people to understand. It's like people always crack comments about politicians like, oh, they're so disconnected from society. They have no idea what their policies actually do to people or who they hurt. They don't care. They don't know. They're just up in their high rises making their millions of dollars. And that's absolute fact. But the other side to that is why do you think that all of these big politicians and these wealthy people in power, the celebrities the world over, big corporate CEOs, why do you think they're all working towards the same agenda, but they have everybody believing that it's all about taxing the rich and, protecting people and this and that, as the number of freedoms and abilities of that we have continues to shrink and shrink and shrink. So many of these people are caught up in their own bubble, and they don't really understand what the real world's like. How many celebrities do you think really understand what it's like for any of us out there in the world? When these people are running around defund the police and talking all this trash, where has that ever went well? And I don't really think it's a matter of, to be quite honest, there's a part of me that's always wondered, has defund the police actually meant defund the police? Or is it just to get people out there saying, no, we need the police. We want the police. Actually, we want federal police. We want a whole bunch more police officers. We need them because everything around us is burning to the ground and we need more protection. Is it kind of that like self-induced rubber band effect? And then what happens if we were to get all of those police? How would they be different from regular local beat cops or whatever? There's just so much stuff going on that I always kind of worry about. But yeah, a friend of mine just retired early from the police department. I think he had 15 years in, and and he's just, the stories he has, man, the stuff he's had to see, it's terrible. I mean, it really is. You want to know what kind of stuff police officers see? Well, I don't even know if I could talk about that website because it's pretty bad. I mean, there's a website. It's usasomething.com. And that's not the actual URL, but it basically shows real surveillance camera videos and real videos of like terrible things happening all over the world. And I don't have a morbid curiosity, really. I go sometimes to remind myself of how quick something terrible can happen if you're not careful. And or if you have enemies in the wrong places, man, because I've tell you what, and I'm never going to Brazil, I know that. It's usawhatever.com, but a lot of the videos are from other countries, cartel videos, Brazil, a lot of crazy stuff happening in Brazil. So, thank you for your police service out there in Chicago, man. I don't live in Chicago. I've been there. I've been there several times. I always thought Chicago was pretty nice, but I feel like lately it's just gone to hell in a handbasket. Is Roy? I used Roy at first, no bueno. Ended up with Eternal. Yeah, Eternal's another pretty decent one from what I understand. I haven't personally used it, but hold it together, Crow. You got this. Yeah, I almost lost it for a minute. I saw that officer's comment. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna hold this one in because that kind of hit. The sun will come out again. Now is the time to slowly DCA. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm looking at it. Just slowly DCA over time. 15 is exactly how many years I have. Well, nearly 15. It's bad when people retire before they earn a full pension at 20 years. Yeah, I know. He's actually in he went and decided to help his wife in the mortgage industry instead, and now he's like her loan processor and stuff, and they do well. She's a baller in mortgage, and she like really hustles social media and does really well. So yeah. So, all right, guys, listen, at 52 and 18 seconds, I appreciate you. I'm glad everybody, decided to show up. Share the video around your Facebook, and like we have to really start combating and like raising our voice about what Cardano really is. And we really need to start educating people on the truth of what Cardano is, because too often I'm seeing a lot of these fudsters out there just trying to build some false narrative around the Cardano blockchain that is easily debunked, but there's just, I don't know. It is what it is. But listen, have a great weekend. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. Enjoy yourself. And I'll see you again very soon. Until next time, guys, crow your coins. Check out that murderofcrows.io and grab yourself a couple crows if you're so inclined and have some fun with them. So see you soon.